Okay, this is my what do you call it? What is that?
Guilty pleasure?
Guilty pleasure. Yeah, thank you, Hannah. Yeah, this is our guilty pleasure. I like. Welcome to the Lost and Local podcast. We're Adam
And Hannah.
Two Korean citizens who grew up abroad and are now figuring out life.
Join us as we share our honest perspectives and stories on what it means to be lost and local.
All right. Well, this has been it's been a little bit of a break, but it's nice to finally catch up again. And we are doing remote, and it looks like everything is working, so that's good.
Yeah, I know. You know we just talked about this, but it's like muscle memory. Like we've forgotten the setup. We've forgotten to like press all the recording buttons, and we have to like remind each other.
Yeah, totally. There's like 4 things I have to press to make this remote thing work. Plus Hannah has to make sure she's set up. So, shout out to all the remote podcasters. Wow. It's crazy. And we have yet to do a live podcast. That's even more difficult. But, anyways, actually I've never done a live podcast. But anyway, setting that aside, maybe that will be something as the future unfolds. But for now, before we go into our topic, I thought we could just go into a little bit of levity and talk about something this week that you and I are excited about. So, Hannah, did you want to ladies first?
Okay. So something I am looking forward to is like a mini holy celebration. Not HOLY, but HOLI.
Oh, HOLI.
Yes.
Okay.
HOLI. It's a festival that I found out only is celebrated in northern India. So the southern states don't really care about Holi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Whereas like Diwali is celebrated throughout. For Holi, it's more of a northern festival because it is a Hindu festival and most of the Hindus live in the north. But it's also like a celebration of color and like colored powder, water balloons. So we get 3 days off of work to celebrate this holiday, which is nice. Breaks are always nice. And I originally wasn't going to do a Holi celebration because you get covered in dye that lasts like a week because it's like cheap dye. And like kids, the naughty little kids, put the dye inside the water bottle. So it just, you're drenched in this dye and it won't fade. And then like the more public spaces, I've heard like women get groped and like sexually, assaulted and things like that. It can happen in like really crowded, crazy areas. So I was like, I'm gonna be a hermit. I love staying at home. So I'm just gonna stay home for the next 2 days. But my friends in the school next door, they're having like a school-based celebration inside their school grounds. So I was invited. That sounds more tame. It sounds more like just like a water balloon fight, color fight.
Okay.
And the weather right now, Adam, is like, to me, it's full on summer. To them, the locals, they're like, this is spring. It's like 31 degrees Celsius.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So a perfect weather for water balloon fights.
Wow. Okay.
It would feel so refreshing. But I love how the locals are like, Hannah, you have to be careful because you'll catch a cold. And I'm like, what do you mean? It's like 31 degrees.
It's so
but
cold.
They were
it's
right.
31 degrees.
I had a cold for the past 2.5 weeks.
Oh.
And I like have just recovered. So when some locals tell you something, you got to listen. There's something about their wisdom that foreigners have to listen to. Yeah. But that's me. What about you?
The big thing that I'm really excited about, and I've talked about this on one of my solo podcasts, but it looks like Korea just approved Google's request to have full map data for South Korea, which in turn means that in the near future, we will be able to use Google Maps in Korea, and then it'll be the same data that Naver and Kakao Maps gets. So While
That's
the Korean companies are lamenting that Google is getting accepted, Google still does have to, it's not something happening right away because Google has to make sure that they show Korea that they've accepted the terms. So
Okay.
Korea won't give it until they see that Google has done the whatever terms that they are required to do. But it looks like I was being a little harsh on Korea previously. So I apologize to my people because it looks like Google was kind of also playing hard to get with Korea. Korea was kind of open to doing it, but Google was, there were faults on both sides of the coin. So I was kind of being tough on Korea, but I think in the end, for at least people who are mainly go by directions via English, especially for foreigners and for TCKs living in Korea who are kind of having a hard time navigating all the Korean Kakao and Naver, although they both have gotten better. I think it'll be nice and refreshing to have something that a lot of people are already familiar with the UI, with Google Maps. So it's going to be pretty exciting because I think it'll also make Naver and Kakao even better. So
because there's competition.
Yeah, they'll have to up their game for the English speakers.
Yeah,
so
that's true. Yeah. I mean, as a Korean, I feel like I should not be happy. Like I should be on Naver's side. But like as a user, like you said, it's so nice to have all of my so I like to pin things whenever I visit a country.
Oh yeah.
So it's just nice to look through all of my pins and be like, oh, these are my collections of pins instead of switch from Naver Maps to Google Maps. So just selfishly, I'm really excited.
That's a good point because you have to have all your favorite pins in Korea. I have to only use Naver, but then when I go and travel elsewhere, it's all Google.
Yeah.
So that's a good point. Yeah. That's another win. But yeah, that's just something that I'm interested in and excited about. Of course, Easter is coming up, so as a Christian, it's always an exciting, sobering, but also exciting time to remember and a lot of people are more prone to want to come to church during these times. So it's really exciting for the church to welcome people who are kind of seeking and maybe wanting to draw back close to the Lord.
Yeah. But are you Lenting anything?
No, we did our own Lent for a Lent type of thing for our church. We do 21 days of fasting in January. So we gave up something there, but I was part of the United Methodist Church for many years in the States, so we did recognize Lent back in the day. Are you giving up something?
Yes, I am.
Oh.
Yeah, so I started doing a digital fast.
Oh, like a detox?
4 years back.
Detox? Oh.
So this isn't new to me. This is my 4th year of doing a digital fast every Lent. And the funny story is the reason why I started a digital fast was because I had a subscription to the 4 major streaming platforms.
Oh,
so I had
Netflix,
I had Peacock, Hulu, Netflix, and HBO. Oh, and Apple. So I had 5.
Wow.
And I still had nothing to watch, which just shows you how addicted I was. And I was watching everything. And this is I was coming out of the pandemic, and so I had watched a lot of TV, and I had kept up with everything. And every time I was meeting someone, I was like, "What's the next show I should watch?" And I had watched so many shows. So then at one point, I was like, "Hey, that's really not healthy if there's nothing to watch, despite having 5 subscriptions." So I went cold turkey, and it was that first year was so painful. And they say if you want to replace a habit, you have to replace it with something. It can't just be nothing.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. So what I ended up doing is I would start reading the news and memorizing the the weather and like sunrise, sundown because I had nothing else to do.
Just trying to amuse yourself with something.
That's what I did.
Oh, that's
and then
so
thankfully
funny.
it got replaced with like reading the Bible more and like just reading more in general and listening to podcasts. And like I started inviting people over for dinner and just like playing games and just like healthier habits. So post that, I think it's always nice to do sort of like a fast and a reset every year. So Lent is usually the time I do that. So this year I didn't go that extreme because I only had one subscription anyway. So I only had Netflix. So I cut Netflix. I cut Instagram, but I forgot to tell my friends. So they're all like, where'd you go?
Yeah,
like,
why
did you disappear? But I'm still on our Lost and Local Instagram account.
Okay.
Because that's work. That's not like a personal thing. But I'm not allowed to watch Instagram Reels, and that's been really painful.
Yo, respect, girl. Respect.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm back to memorizing when the sun rises.
Nice. Okay. Good for us. That's great. Yeah, these days, even if I wanted to sit down and watch a TV series, it's been really difficult. But my wife and I have been watching one TV series.
What is it?
When we have a little bit of free time, which is not much, but we've been watching the, this is my, what do you call it? What was that?
Guilty pleasure?
Guilty pleasure. Yeah, thank you, Hannah. Yeah, this is our guilty pleasure. I like reality shows. So we've been watching that Korean dating show on an island. What is that called?
Singles Inferno?
Yes.
Oh my God.
We've watched every season of Singles Inferno. And we haven't finished the most recent season that just came out like a month ago or whatever.
Yeah.
But we've been watching it.
Oh my gosh. I just
the only TV
heard a lot of things about
watched.
Mina Sue.
Oh, God.
And how people are so frustrated with her.
Yes.
Like the panels had to do a public apology to her. That's just what I've heard. I don't know anything else.
Yeah. Okay. Just on a side note on Mina Sue. So she's a TCK.
No way. Oh, wait.
Yeah, because she's Korean American.
No, I heard this season there's a lot of Korean Americans, right?
There's two of them.
Oh, and they keep talking to each other in English.
Yeah. So, they're Korean American, so they're obviously TCK, right? So she... oh,
gosh.
She's a definite an F on the MBTI. But she unfortunately is kind of giving Korean Americans a bad reputation. Yeah, it's kind of like you're kind of like SMH. You're like, oh no, like I hope not all native Koreans think of this when they think of Korean Americans.
Oh dear.
So yeah, but
they probably will.
Yeah, I think you'll have to catch yourself up on that season. The most recent season, we'll have to banter about it. Because it's a hot.
Oh my God! Okay,
it's a hot
for
season.
you. I will watch it. I don't know why, but I just think it's so cringy to watch dating shows. So I can never like. There's been so many iterations. Like there was one thing called Heart Signal before Singles Inferno got big.
Oh, I haven't heard of that.
There was like Terrace House. It's like similar concepts where people live in the same house, but. Like all my friends, they would do watch parties and they would like talk about it. And I just could never get myself to watch. Like I'll watch clips and then I'll be like, this is so cringy. This is so weird. Why are people like this? But if you want me to, I will sacrifice and I will watch the episode that you want me to.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's because I'm always fascinated. I like observing in life because I like to observe. And I don't know. I think I'm a pretty decent judger of people. So I always find it fascinating to watch reality TV shows because I grew up in the 90s where this is an old reference, but MTV's Real World back in the 90s. And it was fascinating because it was the first concept of doing reality TV.
Okay.
And it was always interesting as an observer, being a introvert, but watching people and how they interact and trying to discern like, I think I've got this person figured out. How are they going to respond to this other person? And so I always kind of like, it's always fascinating to me to see the human dynamic, because I like to see how people interact with each other. So yeah, anyway, that's my guilty pleasure.
But they do such weird things.
Yeah,
so crazy.
Because they're put in such an intense situation that they probably honestly wouldn't respond so like in such extreme ways, but they're put in a pretty intense environment. And I kind of relate to it because I went to Korea for 30 days on a like we were a bunch of people in their early 20s just spending time in Korea to learn the culture and language, and intermix guys and girls. And like, it's just a recipe for dating and quick dating. And that happened to me when I was there too. So I relate
Oh my
to
God.
it.
Well, okay. So we got to save that for another episode.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh,
so funny.
This is a good, well, now that we've talked about levity things, this is a good segue into getting real with y'all. Speaking of reality, we're coming up to, I think, about a year now that we started the Lost and Local podcast.
It's been a year
March.
since we started recording. Yes.
Yeah. And I think this particular episode is episode 43, if I'm correct. And 43 weeks out of 52 is not bad.
Yeah.
Right? So
thanks to you, Adam. You carried.
Yeah, but it was a team effort. But in light of that, with Hannah being in India and myself being in Korea, and both of us were pretty busy with life and ministry, helping being a part of church community. And I share these things only because I think we're going to have to change our rhythm of getting episodes out to you all.
Yes. Yes.
So while we have enjoyed the weekly rhythm, being, like I mentioned earlier, all the obstacles that come with it, it's just been a little bit more difficult than we had anticipated. All right. Is that the right way to say it?
Not just the time difference, but also like I was on a gap year when we first started this podcast. So I had much more time. And now that I have a full-time job, and as a teacher, you don't always get weekends. You don't always get time to yourself after you leave school. I found it a little difficult to plan out ideas, to choose topics, and to also sit down and film with Adam. So we had a discussion, and we thank our listeners for being so patient with us. Like my friends are always like, where's the next episode? Like why aren't you filming? Like why isn't it being regular? Because we were so regular for a long time. But we just found it not feasible for both of us to do weekly recordings. So we talked about it. We've sort of discussed like, these are our growing pains. We're going to have to figure out the color of our podcast and sort of recalibrate certain things that were possible the first year may not be possible moving forward. So I think for now, we want to post at least once a month, and if not more episodes, but at least once a month. And that'll be our frequency for the moment. And then ideally we would post a little more frequently because a lot of things happen in a month. And if we save up everything to share until that last week, like I think we would have like 3 hour long episodes because there's so much going on in both of our lives. So just please be patient with us as we figure out like how many times or like what our schedules allow. We also have been really enjoying our guests, but because I'm not in Korea, it's a little harder to figure out the logistics of what that would look like. Because group calls are not fun in the virtual stream. Like you get cut off and you like miss someone. So we want to do that in person, but that means that's only when I'm in Korea, which is like during the break. So stay tuned. And we would just appreciate if you can share in the comments just what sort of things which kinds of episodes you enjoy. just so that we get a sense of what we should continue doing. We've experimented with a lot of different things, like what's going on in Korea, or we've talked about heavier topics like racism. We've also had guest episodes. And so it'd be nice to just know what people enjoy, or if you just want to listen to us talk about our lives, maybe that's what you want. Maybe people don't want to listen to other things, but let us know.
It'll be really nice to at least know that we're not obviously ending the podcast, but we're at least trying to find a way that's more sustainable as the future unfolds.
We're evolving. We're growing.
Yes, indeed.
Yay.
Have fun. Don't get sick going crazy at the holy.
Oh my gosh.
Activities.
Yeah. I don't want to get a cold again.
Even though it's 31 degrees Celsius. So anyway, well, this was fun, Hannah. Thank you everyone for tuning in. And we look forward to seeing you in the next episode. All right. God bless. Peace.
Bye.